As tensions escalate, both Russia and Ukraine are preparing for what could be a decisive counteroffensive. In this video, we'll examine Russia's strategic moves, examining their extensive defensive fortifications, and analyzing what they mean for Ukraine's military plans. Hello, and welcome to Primetime TV. According to Western intelligence, Russia has been constructing some of the most comprehensive defensive lines seen in decades. These fortifications stretch along the 900-mile front line, focusing on the occupied areas of Zaporizhzhia and Kherson regions. The Wall Street Journal analyzed satellite images and videos from Russian media to understand Russia's preparations better. Anti-tank ditches, the first line of defense. One of the critical elements in Russia's defensive strategy is the construction of anti-tank ditches. These wide and deep obstacles are strategically designed to impede the movement of tanks and armored vehicles, limiting the enemy's ability to maneuver freely on the battlefield. By creating these hindrances, Russia aims to funnel the forces of any potential Ukrainian counteroffensive into specific areas that make them more vulnerable to attack. Satellite imagery reveals the extensive anti-tank ditches stretching along the front line. These ditches are deliberately constructed too wide for tanks to cross, forcing them to find alternative routes or risk becoming immobilized. By disrupting the enemy's mobility and isolating its forces, Russia seeks to gain a significant tactical advantage in the event of an offensive push by Ukraine. Dragon's teeth and trenches. In addition to anti-tank ditches, Russia has deployed rows of concrete blocks known as dragon's teeth to enhance their defensive capabilities further. These formidable barriers create substantial challenges for heavy vehicles, including tanks and armored personnel carriers, by impeding their progress and restricting their movement. These concrete blocks' irregular arrangement and positioning make it difficult for vehicles to navigate, effectively slowing down any advancing enemy forces. Alongside the dragon's teeth, Russian forces have also constructed extensive trenches strategically positioned along critical points such as roads, junctions, bridges, and even the beaches of Crimea. These trenches serve multiple purposes. First, they provide cover and protection for Russian troops, allowing them to move and operate with reduced exposure to enemy fire. Second, the trenches' zigzag or angular patterns limit the enemy's sight lines, making it harder for them to target Russian positions accurately. This configuration also offers additional protection from shell fragments originating from the side, further bolstering the defensive capabilities of the fortified positions. Traps and landmines. Military analysts suspect that Russia has further fortified its defensive lines by strategically placing traps and landmines between the defensive positions. These hidden hazards could prove highly dangerous for unsuspecting Ukrainian forces, adding another layer of complexity and risk to any potential counteroffensive. By incorporating these concealed threats, Russia aims to create an environment where the attacking forces face physical obstacles and the constant danger of encountering deadly explosive devices. This tactic adds an element of psychological warfare, as the fear of hidden traps can significantly impact the decision-making and progress of an offensive operation. In summary, Russia's defensive preparations for a potential Ukrainian counteroffensive encompass a multi-layered approach. From anti-tank ditches that hinder mobility to dragon's teeth and trenches that impede the progress of heavy vehicles, and the inclusion of traps and landmines to complicate enemy movements further, Russia is leaving no stone unturned in securing its positions. The combination of these defensive measures, along with accurate intelligence and strategic positioning of troops, will play a critical role in shaping the outcome of future military engagements in the region. Assessing the effectiveness of the defenses. Despite the extensive fortifications, some military experts remain skeptical about their effectiveness. They argue that the impact of these defense systems will heavily rely on the number of Russian troops defending them. Additionally, experts point out that if Ukraine strategically attacks defensive lines that lack sufficient protection, they may be able to bypass these obstacles with their Western Challenger and Leopard battle tanks. The importance of intelligence. The success of Ukraine's counteroffensive will ultimately hinge on its intelligence-gathering capabilities. Accurate information regarding the positioning of Russian troops will be crucial in determining the best course of action. Ukraine could gain the upper hand in this conflict by forcing Russia to concentrate troops in the wrong place and exposing defensive lines. As tensions continue to escalate, the outcome of this conflict remains uncertain. Russia and Ukraine are preparing for a decisive moment that could shape the course of the entire region. The effectiveness of Russia's defensive fortifications, the resourcefulness of Ukraine's military strategies, and the availability of accurate intelligence will all play pivotal roles in the days to come. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates on this evolving situation. Until then, stay safe and stay informed.